Spenser as SpongeBob from that episode where...
Are you finished with those errands yet,
where
Squidward?
Squidward literally goes crazy because SpongeBob doesn't do anything. He's just like, are you finished with those errands yet?
God, that episode is so good.
Oh, it is so good. I like to think that the series finale of SpongeBob SquarePants was actually the episode where SpongeBob gets the people together and they do a band. They have the battle of the bands, and they end up being like a metal. They end up doing what is that? Pantera? No,
wait.
That's,
you mean the one that happened a million years ago?
No,
the marching band one.
That's the actual series.
Oh
finale.
no, dude! There's been so many good ones after that.
No, there have been.
Ah!
Didn't jump that time.
Grandiose scale.
That one collection of the first 100 episodes, I think that's pretty much where the point where after that SpongeBob gets bad. I think the best episodes are like season 3. People episodes
who,
40 to 60.
People who constantly quote like the first episodes, I'm like, they're good.
Yeah,
like Bubble Buddy and Red Pants
sound.
and everything.
But season 3, they had a really great mix of weird and they didn't care.
Yeah.
And then Steven Hillenburg, who, I mean, he hasn't done anything else besides SpongeBob, but I have no other reason but to call him a genius because he made SpongeBob, left. And the SpongeBob episodes were still funny, but they kept... it's kind of like horror games. Let's work this in there.
Whoa.
It was still funny, but it was more like, hey, this thing's gross. This is a gross thing that's gross.
Yeah,
like
it became kind of a Ren and Stimpy sort of affair. Sort of
and like that's what they did. Whereas like games are still scary now, but they're just, oh look, here's a thing that's in front of your face. It's scary. It's a thing.
Open that door.
What?
No, you don't have to.
No, if you open that door, a stupid zombie comes in, and that actually still frightens me a little bit.
Because it's like it pretends it's a loading screen, and when you open it, just like zombies come towards you.
That freaking girl! I knew it.
Oh, going back to SpongeBob, there are some episodes, like newer episodes, that are absolutely 100% disgusting. Like the episode where SpongeBob, like in a job interview or something, he has to be a sponge that cleans a dirty bathroom. That is an episode, and it is disgusting.
SpongeBob had like the not nicest of things before, but they did it in good ways. They had an entire episode based off of nasty breath, but you at no point were you like, yeah. But like there was one where there was something about trash, right? There was an episode about trash where it was just trash. Like there was a ball of trash or something. Like that.
And then SpongeBob house was like a pineapple made of trash. It was like,
like why?
And there was another episode where SpongeBob got like fungus.
I hate that one.
That one just gave it
Why?
I like the Hashling Slasher.
I mean, that's
a good one. Though. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh well, that's like season 3 or 4. If you get the first 100 episodes of SpongeBob,
you'll
it's
be
just
not disappointed.
Yeah, it's just great.
That's where.
And you know what? I watched
is where it gets bad.
I watched some of like the 1 hour specials and stuff like that. And they're still pretty good, but like it's nothing like it was. I really do think that like when the original creator leaves something, I really wish it just ended.
That was the end of the show. But if it makes money, too bad.
What are the seasons where The Simpsons, Matt Groening left?
Matt Groening left for a couple seasons, around like 13, 14, somewhere around there, and. Like, it was funny because Simpsons is on 22 or 23 right now, and when it was around 13 or 14, which is when he left, they started to care so little that one of their episode titles has something to do with being canceled in it, or like, it's like, Christmas special, we didn't try, or something along those lines, and you're like, excuse me, what? And then Matt Groening came back, and it did start getting a little bit better. And Simpsons nowadays, if season 1 through 10 of Simpsons didn't exist and it was a show that just started, people would be like, man, this show's really good. This is a cool show. But the fact is, the best episodes of any show ever is freaking, you know.
I don't like New Simpsons because the jokes are based around having some sort of special guest. Like, The Simpsons with the cast of Glee.
Yeah.
They sing songs.
I will admit to that. I know I'm always going to apologize for anything Simpsons does. And it was funny because if you look back on it, a lot of old Simpsons had a lot of special guests. Like, a lot of special guests. I mean, freaking James Woods is in an entire episode. Like, they did it 10 years before Family Guy. Or they would just do something like Drederick Tatum is obviously based off of... do I need to take anything here? Okay.
What's that episode where Lisa... plays the saxophone with that one guy?
Oh, Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, that's...
Is that based on a famous guy?
It has to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's based right on that. There's so much. Like I said, Dredrick Tatum. There's some episodes. Freaking Rodney Dangerfield is Mr. Burns' son for an entire episode, but it's good. And the episode isn't like... The episode may be based on him, but the jokes aren't, hey, look, it's Rodney Dangerfield.
It's this guy.
It's this guy. Like, I don't know. Yeah. You can I don't know. You can do it, and you can have
Simpsons
special guest stars. The best Simpsons ones are the ones where they're there for, like, they literally have one line. Like, Paul McCartney is in one scene, and I believe, I think Ringo's in it or something, but I do believe that, what's his name? George Harrison, like, says, like, one line in an episode one time, and you're like, oh, it's George Harrison. They got freaking Beatle to be one line in a freaking show.
One of my favorites is that they found and pulled out of his hiding the reclusive author Thomas Pynchon, and they forced him to do a line.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
The guy doesn't do interviews. He is not contacted by the press, and he just showed up. And he was a guy with a paper bag over his head, so that people would know what even his cartoon likeness was like.
I remember that one. That one was really good. Dude, they even, I don't know if that was the same episode, but they also had an episode just based on writing and stuff like that. And they had all those writers, like they had, what's that guy that always wears white? I forget his name. There's a writer who always wears white, like Tom Wolfe or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like in the entire episode, and you're like, that's cool. It's just, stuff is getting so freaking fan servicey. Like, Sherry, the small girl you see in the beginning of this, is a cool... Sherry's a character in this.
Right. She's a normal person.
She is a character, and I played Resident Evil 6, and I didn't really know, and I started playing Jake's Quest, and you see Sherry, and she is like they made her into a model that's ridiculously attractive, and with like super curves and everything, and you're like, oh my god, fan service to 12-year-old boys. Gotcha, cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, another thing why
I grew up to be a really hot girl. Yay.
A new thing why I don't really like New Simpsons is that the characters themselves are different. Like, Homer Simpson was never the brightest, but he was like a father who was kind of dumb, but he was hardworking.
No,
but
he's
like
just retarded.
Yeah, new episodes he's literally retarded.
Oh, I thought the key would be useless. Let's have some fun, gents.
Yeah, let's talk about Resident Evil.
Resident Evil.
Let's shoot guns.
I hate this
and
freaking room.
zombies. Gotta shoot guns fast. Yep. 2 bullets.
There you go, mate.
That's a way to stop it, huh? Oh my god.
Uh.
Freaking little baby girl.
Just kick his head off.
You know what? I'm actually gonna have to leave here to go put stuff in the freaking thing. No speedrun for me.
You stink.
So what I'm doing right now is
Wait, if you walk on the fire, shouldn't you get hurt?
You do not get hurt.
You should get hurt.
All I need now
Doesn't make any
is
sense.
I'm picking up the detonator and the plastic explosive to make a bomb to destroy that helicopter wreckage. So that is fun.
Destroying more helicopters.
Trevor said,
Resident Evil.
Well, this one the helicopter's already smashed,
Oh.
so I give it.
You don't ride in it.
You don't ride in it, and dude, freaking okay. I'm gonna explain that scene a little bit more for anyone who hasn't played it. Ugh, it makes me so mad. Okay.
You are angry.
Dude, it's like something you really like being changed.
Yeah. Resident Evil 6 like literally ruins the series.
Resident Evil 6, from what I can tell, alright, you are in a helicopter, and a big giant Nemesis-type monster is in the, I don't know if he's in it with you or around it with you, but anyway, he starts jumping on other helicopters that are trying to knock you down, so you get on a big machine gun with infinite bullets and start knocking it down, and to kill it, you have to knock down all these other helicopters, and it'll just jump to other helicopters, and all this stupid BS. And you're like, what? Like, you knock down like 10 helicopters, and you're like, oh my god, this is so...
Wait, what's the whole point of Resident Evil 6?
There's a new virus.
Yes, there's a new virus.
I forget what it is. It's like the Capcom wants money virus.
It's another letter. It's like C.
The U virus.
It's like C virus or something like that. And I was like, C,
virus.
huh? The G, the T, and the C virus, eh? Very nice.
Next one's going to be the A virus.
Very good.
It's a virus.
Yo, get it? Capcom virus?
Oh! Hey, you want to see something? In 1998, pretty freaking horrifying. What?
GG.
You always get hit by that.
What?
You done goofed. Well,
You know what? I don't even have to kill him.
Just kill him.
Just kill him. Put him out of his misery. He's my favorite character. I don't want to see him suffer.
Okay, anyway. Underappreciated Resident Evil game. Very rarely mentioned by anyone. Code Veronica. That game is a cool video game.
Yeah.
That is, it takes everything that's good with Resident Evil 2 and 3 and makes it longer, makes it play very well.
There was a game I was playing, or maybe something else, that had that song in that one. The dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Really? Was it a Resident Evil?
I don't remember what it was,
Dude,
though.
oh, you know what's gonna...
It must be some famous song.
Do you know what's gonna drive us insane? I know what you're talking about, but obviously I can't put my finger on it either.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I remember hearing it somewhere and being like, "That's the Code Veronica theme,"
Yep.
but it didn't like hit me enough. So please, for the love of God, comment and let us know what that is.
Yeah,
and then a week from now, we'll be like, "Oh, that thing."
Or no one will comment and then we'll be lost forever.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone will comment and be like, "Not using Leon A, scrub."
Oh, yep.
Like they won't pay attention to any other the good conversation. They'll be like, "Claire A, you weakling."
Yep, they see Claire and then they leave.
alright, sorry, internet, but I have to be honest with you. I'm seeing TV tonight as well.
What are you watching?
Oh, the Oscars are on, so.
Oh my God, that's
The
the latest thing I've ever heard.
Oscars!
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Good.
Okay, yeah.
Bye.
Bye, guest star.
Goodbye, John King.
That was
Goodbye.
our guest star. Tell me, folks.
So, no!
Okay, so
Well, now it's just us.
we don't have guest stars.
No guest stars. We are
That's
useless.
the first time. That's the first time. A
He
guest
just
star
walked
ever-
out on us. He just walked out.
Was that from something?
No, that's me. That's Brandon 2013.
That was pretty good. You should win an Oscar.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa! I didn't try that. And we have another guest star coming in, Ashley. She's coming in. She waited for John to leave. She was like, "I don't like John King. He's stupid."
I had a feeling he was in the chair.
Ashley, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, Ashley.
Watch this. Dude, watch the cinematic. Seriously.
Whoa.
No, watch how much money this took to make. The end. Okay, a little bit of
What's the code? I don't remember.
a little bit of PS1 trivia for you folks. I forget if something drops down now or not. No, that's B quest. Anyway, a little bit of PS1 trivia. Seriously, if you see FMVs, which are those full motion videos on it, know that they are taking up like 70% of the space on the
Did you
dang
know,
disc.
internet, that each disc of Final Fantasy VII minus FMVs has the full game on each disc?
That is correct. They needed 3 discs because of all the FMVs. That's why.
That's the only reason.
That's why disc 3 literally has nothing except for pretty much the final part. Like disc 3 is like the very end.
Whoa.
Chief Irons is such a bad guy. I thought you were another one of those monsters. One of the things you would see in a long play is you would see all of these things that Chief Irons did by reading the memos, and like he was just so bad. Like he would lock down certain parts of the police station and keep police officers in there when he knew zombies were around. He would take all the bullets for himself. He would just go around shooting and killing people. Like he was bad. And that's one of the really cool things that they did in Silent Hill and Resident Evil 2. They didn't just like come up to you and go, "Hey, this is a thing. This character's bad. You see this? It's Wesker. He has sunglasses on. He's a bad guy. He has superpowers." So like you meet this guy and you're like, if you didn't read a single memo, you'd be like, "This guy's weird. Did he kill that girl or was she a zombie?" Like you don't really know. Like he's weird. But you read that stuff and you're like, "Oh my God, this guy is the worst." So like through her head. So I don't know. It's tough when Resident Evil 5 and 6, and Trevor, the thing that I was most disappointed in for Resident Evil 6 when I put it up was, I was like, boy, I hope you can press start in this game, and you can't.
Yep.
Like, you can't press start at all. So if you have to what do you do when you have to go to the bathroom?
You just sort of stop playing.
That's weird.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of RE5, but it wasn't as a smack to the face as RE6 was. RE5 was not good. RE4 even... It's a really good game.
I freaking love Resident Evil 4. It's not
really
not
good
horror,
game.
but dude, it's scarier than most Resident Evil games, man.
I feel as if RE4, it existing, led to the existence of RE6.
Essentially, the argument, and it's a legit argument people make for hating on Resident Evil 4, is Resident Evil 4 is a good game, but it paved the way for games to be crappier and more mainstream, which is true and not true. There's really no other way to put it. So, yeah, like the Secretary Diary's like, I'm the chief's secretary. I'm gonna get killed. It's pretty much what she says.
Hey, it's that girl.
It's Sherry. In 10 years, she's just gonna be a bombshell. Is what you need to know.
Oh.
I don't know. I
By the way, Dem biker shorts.
Trevor mentioned that Resident Evil 1 is his favorite. It is not my favorite for story because, I mean, Resident Evil 1, here's something people might not know. This series was not meant to be a multi-billion-dollar thing. Resident Evil 1, they all got together and said, let's make a B movie into a game.
Yep.
That's a thing. They were like, let's make a dumb story that's stupid, make it a scary game, and make it like a B movie. And from that spawned all this crazy 5 movies, like 15 games, all this stuff from it. And like you're like, how did that start? But Resident Evil 1's mansion is still like the best. I would have done I'm going to be completely honest with you folks. I would have done a Resident Evil 1 speed run, but I would have to look at a guide. Despite beating that game 5 or 6 times, like there's so many keys. It's so intricate. Whereas this one, I've played enough times where I can maybe I'll
practice that one since I like the game so much, so I can play it.
That would be
eventually.
really cool. I would really enjoy watching that one. And but like Resident Evil 2, 3, 4. I mean, 4 is more open and straight, but. Like 2 and 3, you're like, okay, this is where I go, you know, like for the most part. But 1, man, so much backtracking, all this crazy stuff. I think there's a first aid in. Yeah, okay, don't want it.
Sure you do.
Do not want. Get it?
I don't get it.
With a picture of a cat, and the do not want is probably spelled wrong. Internet humor.
Boom, baby.
Oh, someone today, I did not make this up. Someone today said Mimi. Because somebody was like, oh man,
Mimi.
that Gorilla Munch, that's funny. Do you like those memes? I was like, yeah, they're great.
Oh boy.
Mimi.
What do you think about Mimi,
I will say-
Terry Cone?
I mean, I bet everyone thought it was pronounced Mimi. I thought too, back in like, what, 2005?
2007, 6,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But you like learning like freaking like a week on the internet that it's freaking meme.
I mean, it certainly doesn't. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It doesn't take long. You're just like, oh, that's that.
It's meme, okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't a word that was made up. It already existed.
Memes, taking pictures and putting words on it.
Black caption.
It is. I must admit, it is literally the most like easiest way to do anything ever. Like, I just had this idea. Here's an existing picture of a guy that looks like a scumbag. He did something scumbagish. Okay.
Scumbag Resident Evil. Taking your Resident Evils and ruining them.
Dang, Trevor
He's
just
giving a thumbs up to
Trevor
the
just thumbs up
microphone.
to the mic. Did you guys hear that?
Did you hear the thumbs?
That was some hardcore BS right there.
Not sure if Capcom is trolling or is stupid. It was Fry with that squinty eye, Johnny. Okay, I'm done. I don't want to.
I don't know what it's called, but just look up on YouTube. There's this meme song like Rage. Look up Rage Face song, and it's just this group of like 16-year-old kids playing a song. And the thing that's really sad is they're actually really pretty talented on their instruments if it's actually them playing. And it's just so stupid.
There was a lot of effort put into the video, but you just look at it and you're like, well, I have cancer now.
Cancer.
That happened to me several times. So
That's actually what happened to Travis.
I'm not gonna say too soon.
No, he's pretty much. He makes jokes about it all the time.
You know what? Let's go ahead and save that for later.
Yeah, it was like 6 zombies.
How about that? Yeah, let's save that for later.
Excuse me, YouTube.
I'm sorry for all these viewers we lost.
Oh, it's all your fault.
Watching this.
Oh, there's a billion zombies in here too.
Oh, get wrecked. Oh.
Please fall.
Oh, they're coming.
You getting trapped. GG.
Oh, hey, it's that code from way before.
Remember that, guys? That's some fan service
Acid
for ya.
rounds.
I need this PlayStation map. Thank you. And I got...
You're trapped.
I got
You're trapped. You're trapped. Now 4 zombies are gonna come in.
Brandon, there you go. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in the cage. That was a reference to something that happened. Get it? Can I tell you?
You know the reference? Smashing Pumpkins.
Can I tell you something I hate? Can I tell you something I hate, folks? Dogs in Resident Evil games. Here's... Oh, God. I know too much about Resident Evil games. I really did play them too much. Resident Evil... I just feel stupid knowing all this. It's so dumb. Resident Evil Code Veronica, the dogs in it are pretty...
I don't know why you're talking about dogs. They're not in this room or anything.
They're in the next room?
They're not?
What?
What? What?
What? That threw me off so much. Okay.
Yeah, I got trolled, son.
Trolled softly. Okay, so Resident Evil Code Veronica, the knife is god tier in that game. In this game, you might as well just throw it away. You might as well literally take it and
Might as well
shove
just
it.
shoot a dog.
Yeah, that dog's gonna freaking kill you. It's like
It's not nearly as sad as killing the dog in Castlevania.
It's a bloodhound, and bloodhounds are already scary, and then there's
Yeah.
zombies.
Remember when you killed the dog in Castlevania?
Dang it! Our loyal viewers will know what we are talking about.
Yeah. Because this is
Harry
not
Cohn.
nearly as sad.
I already referenced him.
You did?
Yeah, just like a second ago.
Oh.
I feel like it took more shots to kill the dog than it did to kill the person, the people.
Bye. Bye.
Oh.
I didn't mean to do it that way. I got a skirt. I think that took 8 or 9 shots to kill that dog.
Yeah, it takes like 4 to kill the person.
Where are
the
they?
people.
Are they
Right?
back- Are they back there?
They're back there.
Just run.
No.
He's gonna see you.
Come on!
Yeah.
Oh, he's right there.
Okay, that actually scared me pretty bad.
Boop. Boop. Shooting dogs. Oh. Man, so many shots.
Reload.
You'd think the dogs would die quicker with their smaller bodies.
Come on!
That one died. Pull double
Yeah,
pull.
only freaking... What was that? 16 bullets.
Yay! Well, at least I have a bunch of
14.
those.
Or whatever, however many bullets it took.
Alright, let's see how freaking just pure memory I am. Because... Do you know what made the freaking Resident Evil 3 speedrun very difficult? That water sample thing.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, this is bad if I know this.
Boop.
Yeah, it's up, down. Up, down.
Yep.
I remember that too.
Yes! We're stupid! One full childhood.
I never even played this game that much. Like, I played it like a couple times, but I played RE1 the most, RE3 the second most. Well, I guess RE4.
For some reason, this was mine growing up, and I really don't know why. Hey, you ready to play some Sherry action here coming up?
You ready to climb our ledges?
Yeah, that's pretty much what you do.
Yeah.
And you push a box.
You don't go to parking. You go the other way. So in this one, to try to get you to play as 2 characters, they give you this really, really small segment. As Leon's, you play as Ada for like 2 screens, literally 2 screens, and as Claire, you play as Sherry for 2 screens, and Sherry has no abilities, anything, nothing. She's not good at anything.
Doesn't have a gun.
Doesn't have a gun.
She has like a first aid spray, that's it.
And if you get hit that much, because they're either... I think this is a case where they're either dogs or zombies. I think this is a little bit random here.
RNG.
And if they're zombies, they can't even grab you. All they can do is throw up on you. So there's
They just throw up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like acid.
It's like acid. Yeah. I got some stuff to put away. But it's like... I don't know.
Man, do I need a drink? I'm gonna...
You get that drink, Brandon.
get a drink.
So, I do... I like Resident Evil 1 the most for the gameplay. It's just really well made, and I like Remake a little bit better just because of the graphics. It's really cool. That character
The
that
only
character
problem
they
is
added was
that
cool.
Remake is the same problem as Silent Hill 4 for me. You have to be in the right mindset. You have to mentally prepare to play that game because it's so scary.
Resident Evil 2, I think I talked about doing this yesterday, but I didn't plan for a whole week. If I wanted to do a Silent Hill 4 Let's Play, which is never going to happen, ever, because you would literally hear me crying on screen. Trevor and I would be like, please! We would put the controller down and walk away. There'd be like 5 minutes of silence, and we'd be like, okay, I'm ready for that. I think Silent Hill 4 is the scariest game I've ever played. It's so scary. But it's so frustrating gameplay-wise, and there's so much you have to micromanage that you have to get in the zone for it.
Yep, and if you make too many errors,
Let's just do
or
it.
you don't,
Let's do it.
Trevor,
at random times in the thing to get the best ending, you have to exercise all the ghosts. But if you mess around too much, too many ghosts will infest your room, and there's not enough items in the game for you to exercise all of them. So you won't get the
there's
best ending.
absolutely not. And
Who cares
finding
about
the
the
items
best
is
ending?
hot,
Let's just do
and
it.
the
So you have to micromanage stuff, you have to plan stuff, you have to not die from ghosts that fly through walls, you have to deal with the horrible mechanics of that game.
Oh! Dogs.
She certainly is running real fast.
Well, do you think she can run faster
Anyway,
than
so
a dog?
yeah, that I mean the gameplay of that game is horrendous. It's awful. There is it has kind of like did I go to the wrong thing? Well, I got this for her. It's awful. There's only one item box and it's back in your apartment, and you constantly have to visit it because you can only carry 10 items.
And the first
which
half of the
is
game,
really unrealistic.
your room is a safe haven where you recover all your health, but the second half of the game, no, it's not anymore. You don't recover health or anything.
Let's just play it. Just for fun.
Please, please, please. Okay, I don't want to die as Sherry.
Oh, and yeah, if the girl that you're it's an escort mission game too.
That's what I was gonna say.
If she gets hit too much, then you get the worst ending, and you constantly have to micromanage her so she doesn't die.
Let me tell you something
Well,
about...
she never dies, but...
Let me tell you something about some great games. Great games, like top tier of all-time games, of all time, that have escort missions that make me go, why? Resident Evil 4. Ashley's pretty smart, but it's still stupid that you have to watch out for someone that's defenseless. Metal Gear Solid 2. Not very long you have to take her, but you have to swim around with freaking Emma, with Snake, and you're like, why? Why is this the thing I'm doing? Just... escort missions. They are the worst. Escort missions is I guess gamer talk for you are someone that's strong who is escorting someone who cannot do a single thing. Because you can have two-player, if the other person knows what she's doing.
The one game that did it right was Ico.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of an escort mission,
but you have to use her.
You have to use her for specific
things. In fact,
things.
she's like stronger than you, technically, because of what she can do. So, yeah. Wasn't there something, I don't want to get too off topic, but wasn't there something where people were saying Ico was like sexist? But it's obvious they never played the game one time because the girl is way stronger than you and has so many powers. That's funny. It's just like because on the cover or whatever, like he's dragging a girl along, they're like, this game's sexist. Girl is strongest person in the entire game. The end. But yeah, escort missions. Dude, Silent Hill 4 is the scariest game. Correct me if I'm wrong, Trevor. I believe I have started that game twice in my life. I've finished it twice in my life, and I really don't feel like doing it again ever.
I tried to do it one time. I never beat the game myself.
It's so scary. It's just so
when
scary.
Spenser was still living at home, I tried to do that game, and I got to the first level, and I was like,
let's just do it because it'll be cool.
Oh, another thing about Silent Hill 4. There are many, 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 many enemies in the game that are unkillable and will follow you through every room.
All the ghosts. Pretty much.
Doggy.
The most you can do is repel them with specific items, but they last 2 seconds and they're really rare.
There is they're very rare items. There's one item you can use to pin it's a sword to pin it to the ground. A single one, and there's 10 of these enemies in the game. So you're like, this is cool. It's just so scary. And then I remember when I first played that game, it took me 2 months to beat because. If you ever got low on life, you would just come back to your room. You enter a hole, you go back to your room, and all your life's back, and you're like, this is cool. You go back to your room, and there's new notes in your room, and you're like, oh, this is cool. And then all of a sudden, your room is haunted, and you're like, I don't want to go anywhere. Yeah. I don't want to exist in this life.
You go into your room, and you notice that there's something off. There's literally a ghost trying to get into your room. It goes through the wall, and you're like, this sucks.
This sucks. Yeah, that game is so... It's so flawed in every way possible, but in its own way, it's a masterpiece. Like in a very, I don't know, in a very horror games aren't supposed to be easy to play. Let's get that right. Because if horror games are easy to play, they're Dead Space 3, which Trevor was just telling me is a good game, but certainly isn't.
It's like
horror.
every game nowadays. There's no games that come out with few exceptions, like Raccoon City. Every game that comes out nowadays is a 7 out of 10. You play it, it's nothing great. It plays well. You don't get wowed. You play it as a game, and it wastes 10 hours of your life. And you're like, okay, that's literally every game nowadays.
How depressing.
It kind of is.
That's how I feel. Like Dead Space 1, it's a good game. Like I really like it. At max, I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Boop, boop.
My favorite, I think the best game made this generation is Sonic Generations, and that's probably a very, very, very unpopular opinion because I just don't like how games have evolved.
Yeah.
Sonic,
Games-
gotta go fast.
I guess games. It's Sony has a lot of hand. Oh, hello.
Kill that, Johnny. GG.
Thanks for not taking like
3? Do they take more than